Ooh, you see me turning this chair around like Scarface. Oh, yes, sir. It's the Don Dada. It's the motherfucking biggest. Finna drop it on them. Yes, sir. Yee. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Hey. Yee. Hey. Kill it. Hey, kill it. Hey, yee. Hey. You know, Unc had it like that. Still doing it. Still fresh. Still clean. It's Coach Cooper. Oh, yes, sir. Y'all already know who it is, man. Stop acting like you don't. It's your favorite fine woman sports athlete's favorite sports journalist. Holla at me if you seen this. True Review Sports News very own, man. Y'all saw that title. Y'all saw that thumbnail. Y'all got intrigued, so I'm going to give it to you. It's the best NFL off seasons of 2025, part 2. Yes, sir. The lights done got excited in the building. I dropped part 1 already. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and check that out. I'm going to put that somewhere in this video. And I reviewed 5 teams, so we're doing 5 teams at a time. I think that the last video was good timing. So in this one, as you can see, T. Higgins, we got Pete Carroll, Geno Smith. We're reviewing some AFC teams today. So strap in, enjoy some great knowledge, some great NFL ball knowledge from your GOAT, Coach Cooper. Before I yap away this introduction, y'all already know the order of things on this channel, man. Y'all fire up that like and subscribe button while I fire up this good old blunt rule. I know I said I gave up smoking. I know I said I was going to cut out the tobacco. Mind your fucking business. Yeah, y'all gonna have to mind your business because that tasted like some premium coochie. Back to business, man. We got the great. Oh shit. Damn. Back to business, man. We got the greatest slideshows on God's green earth. The first slideshow that we're gonna talk about, we're gonna bust it down. We're gonna cover our brothers in Las Vegas, them Raiders. Okay. Geno and Pete are complete. We love to see a reunion story. They look like they really enjoyed their time together in Seahawks in Seattle. I think they got a front office full of winners. You got Tom Brady back there. You can't tell me he's not cooking some shit up. Pete Carroll, people were concerned about his age. He's one of the most healthiest older people on the planet. He out there running routes never before seen, okay? I'm not worried about his health. Y'all shouldn't either. Y'all dick riding. I think Pete Carroll is a win now type of signing. Kind of like how the Commanders turn their shit around pretty quickly. Don't be surprised if the Raiders are some competitors over there. Geno was a great quarterback to make a run like that if you need it. And he's also good to rebuild pieces with. They don't have too many weapons like veterans. They got young players, Jeanty, Brock Bowers. I think that they got some pieces that they could definitely build around, and Geno can get them some targets throughout the season. So I like Geno as a signing at the quarterback. I thought they were going to get Sam Darnold. It makes more sense to Pete Carroll to go out and get his guy. Now, Kappa, Chin, Mostert, and Devin White, those are solid signings all around. I know as a Commanders fan, I did say Jeremy Chin can bite the fucking dust. Get him out of here. You're fired. But I think he could turn it around in Las Vegas. I like their system. They kind of just random. They're just a bunch of Jags, guys that do their job on the defensive end, led by Max Crosby. I think that him coming back healthy is going to make some noise. We can expect some playmaking. Lastly, Jeanty is their guy. I think since he announced he was going into the NFL draft, we all saw Jeanty going to the Raiders. We thought that the Raiders were tanking for Jeanty. So glad that they were able to get him. Thornton was also a great late pick. They got that huge receiver out of Tennessee. He's able to hit them out routes if Geno Smith throws a ball to him going deep. I said out. He's able to hit them go routes pretty well. Would like to see him put on a little bit more weight. Looks like he get taken to Suplex City. But other than that, speedster, great weapon. I also like John Beck. I didn't put him in there. I might as well add him in here. I'm gonna add him in here. But John Beck, great receiver. I usually don't like TCU receivers after the shit show that Jahan Dotson provided us over in DC. Just made me cut off the school as a whole. But John Beck is their guy. And it looks like he could be used pretty well in that system. And Pete Carroll knew exactly what he wanted to do with the receiver of his stature and skills. Runs very tough if you haven't seen it. And you can't teach that. He's a very aggressive receiver. So, overall, True Review Sports News rating. I think the offseason so far for the Raiders is future's looking bright. 10 out of 10. I don't think you could tell them to do any better unless you were to say y'all wanted to get a young guy that y'all had a lot of confidence in. Y'all do y'all's research on Touchdown Tommy. I'm not sure if they're going to keep him at receiver because he is an athlete, but he scores, and he looks like he's game, and the Raiders knew who they were signing, potentially. So, overall, 10 out of 10. Moving on next to the list, man, the team, I've almost called them the AFC Cowboys. They're supposed to do good, except they're not as annoying. Becton and James, those are good signings to help bolster the O-line. I don't give a fuck where you put them at, plug them in. If someone gets injured, Becton, James, they could possibly start for you, but Justin Herbert was getting lit the fuck up in the playoffs. That can't happen again. I like that y'all got St. Juice, him out there with Dermott. St. Juice is a good size cornerback. This is another cornerback or ex-Commanders player. Sorry, this blunt is working. This is an ex-Commanders player that I knew was going to bite the dust. Just getting trucked every fucking play. Slung off him. Can't tackle to save a damn. And he's such a big player, long player, pause. You would think tackling is his specialty. Hopefully he cleans that up out there with a guy like Derwin James, such a great player in the secondary. And Conklin and Mike Will, I like seeing Mike Will back on the Chargers. He was a good deep ball threat, a good fantasy option if you needed some help at receivers. Conklin is also a safety net if you don't have a tight end, because tight ends were a shortage last year. Conklin is a good guy to look to, especially for Justin Herbert. You would say now that they have a top-of-the-league backfield. Hampton falling that low, that was surprising. I thought Amari Hampton was definitely going to be a running back that went off a lot earlier, but you could call him steal of the night for him to go to the Chargers. Now, people are probably saying, what about J.K. Dobbins? I think he's leaving. They brought in Najee Harris. You can argue this is one of the best backfields, top-of-the-league backfields. With both those guys, if they're hitting on all cylinders and Hampton is what we expect him to be, Justin Herbert got some weapons coming out of his backfield. Overall draft grade, I gave it a B+. Y'all are helping the player that y'all are building around. And shout out to Justin Herbert. Like I said in another video, I have a top quarterbacks list where I talked about him. People were shitting on this man like he does not have a cannon of an arm. You put some talents and give him a defense, I definitely see the Chargers getting a win. He should have had a playoff win by now if it wasn't for some cluckery of a coach. But let me digress. I also like Kennard, the defensive player. That was great value for when they drafted him in the later rounds. I was peeping him and hoping the Commanders took him, but the Chargers went ahead and got somebody that they could look forward to. Overall offseason grade, 8.5 out of 10. I'm liking what I'm seeing. The Chargers they're improving. They're making improvements for sure. Next on our list, we heading over to the Apple again. Not the Giants. We talking about the Jets, okay? I think a new offensive scheme is coming to New York. There's no way you can watch, even if they do have some of the same coaches, with the changes they made on their team, a change like Justin Fields being the leader of your offense. We got a new offensive scheme coming to New York. All those young players, Justin Fields is going to be able to lead this offense. I know he was winning games on the Steelers, and he still got benched because the offense wasn't functioning the way it could be, or the way at least they wanted it to. This is his real opportunity. The Chicago Bears, I know that they were saying he had a loaded roster when they was there. They wasn't. They didn't. Justin Fields didn't have much help over there either. So I think this is his time to shine. You got a Breece Hall back there, Garrett Wilson, a lot of speed on that ball. You can do all type of crazy plays. I like Jacoby Myers. That's a veteran receiver to be along Wilson. I like Smart. That's a tight end not too many people know about. Big dude, great target down tight end. And Okafor. They brought in 2 good tight ends after losing Conklin. So I think they replaced that hole that would have been there. And Mimbo. I know they wanted weapons in New York. I know y'all probably wanted that big receiver. Mimbo is great protection. That's momentum for that O-line. Mason, Malachi, and Arian, they were also great draft pieces for the Jets. Overall draft grade, B+. I think they played it safe with their picks. They didn't go out and do nothing crazy. I think their crazy move was signing Justin Fields $40 million, I believe. Not that I'm pocket watching, but I don't think Justin Fields gets it done. I could be wrong. That could be a moment where he makes me eat my words. I'd love to see the Jets cook. Y'all been irrelevant since I had Pampers. So let's see what they do over there in New York. I think that they're going to be the little bros of the city. 7.5 out of 10. Mid. Next up, I think the Bills got busy. Ain't nobody was talking about this enough. They upgraded their D-line. They went 3 for 3, okay? They lost Von Miller. That's a veteran you'd love to see. You wanted him to get one more ring. You know, everyone is a fan favorite of Von Miller. Me personally, I don't give a fuck about the guy. If you're not a Commanders, fuck you. But replacing Von with Joey Bosa, smart move. I like that right there. Y'all brought in another veteran. Kind of had a little tough stint. Joey Bosa battling like some injuries and everything, but I think he could turn it around on the Bills. This is his opportunity to be like, let me get my ring. I wasn't going to get it on the other franchise. I think Joey Bosa makes a play in the postseason. Mark this video. Joshua Palmer, good re-signing, and Laviska from the Saints. I was surprised the Saints let him go. That is a speedster right there. So Josh Allen, before you were playing with I don't know what we could call them. You were playing with what's it good? The pizza delivery crew, the Domino's pizza crew. You were playing with shit show at receivers. Now I know you have some young weapons, Coleman, Shakir, but let's be honest, you ain't had no superstars. So that's just more depth for him, for Josh Allen to work. The D-line though, they went 3 for 3. Y'all brought in Joey Bosa. Y'all brought in Landon Jackson, who was a steal. I thought he was definitely going to go in the second round with his draft combine. Him that big, moving like that. He was also a cheat code at NCAA, getting all the sacks. I think, that was crazy. I think Landon Jackson, Joey Bosa coming off the edge. Lamar Jackson, you in for some trouble in postseason if he plays up to his caliber. And Harrison, that cornerback, great energy in the locker room. You can't tell me right now he doesn't come out and be a playmaker. That's the type of player and energy you want in the weight room, on the track. Definitely going to get it in. So I think this offseason for them is an 8.5. They did pretty well. If y'all would have brought in a big name receiver, probably would have got you in the 9s. Or like a crazy tight end. But, well, I like Dalton Knox and Kincaid. So if y'all going to work with that, that's cool. But y'all did pretty good defensively on the draft. That's an A draft, 8.5 out of 10 score. I think that's fair. Josh Allen, let's see if you can do it with the better defense. And lastly, let's talk about the boy. I wanted to save this team for last because I've seen some goddamn crazy shit. Now, I've officially reached the age where I can talk to these players as if y'all are my nephew. I'm officially Unc status. So let me talk to your nephew. Shamar Stewart, I actually predicted you. If you see this slide right here, I said, Shamar Stewart, you were the perfect fit. This was made, I made this slide before the draft. I was going to do it as in things teams need to do. And I was going to start with the Cincinnati Bengals first. So I caught that draft selection, and I was proud at first. This might be the worst fucking pick of the draft. This man came out there, rookie minicamp. I might be late, but at the time of recording this, I don't think he's participated in practice yet. You come out there in minicamp and you talking about you don't like the papers, you don't like the contract. All these players in the first round, you see Shadur Sanders over there. Let me give credit where credit's due. He's making jokes. Hey, my bonus ain't big right now, but I'm here putting my head down and I'm making a point. Shamar, I don't know who the fuck you think you are. You see all the comments talking about your sack numbers throughout your college career. I'm not sure if you felt like you were Aaron Donald. You came out of the tunnel on draft day acting like you was finna clean up the league, okay? Now looking back at it, it's like, damn, is this nigga slow? Is there an issue up top? You're lucky. You're lucky that I am not an NFL CEO. I would have seen that interview, be like, oh, you don't like the papers? Okay, I got some motherfucking papers for your ass. How about, and a pen. You fill this out, bitch. You thought you was finna, I don't give a fuck if it's $20 million on this paper that we signed you for, or if it's 20 an hour. You get your big ass out here, get in the 4-point stance, and you tackle some shit. Or you're gonna be tackling shipments for Sam's Club. You're gonna be warehouse man. Nobody gives a fuck how many sacks you can get in the real world in your 9 to 5. You're pretty close to pushing it. You might be in the fucking cubicle. This nigga has the audacity. You drafted a DN as a team because you were struggling with Trey Hendrickson. You wanted to sign him. So you brought in a weapon. Hey, this is going to be a good situation. You got your teammate here in the trenches. Your teammate talking about some, oh, well, I don't like the papers. What you mean you don't like the papers? Is it in the wrong language? Can you read? Did I misspell your name? What you don't like about the... Oh, you're talking about money! You want a couple extra thou wows. You want a couple extra buckaroos. Okay. You don't like the papers. That's cute. What you mean you don't like? I'm going to send you some papers. Termination papers! You're fucking fired. If that was our first round pick, I don't give a fuck if he was the first round pick of the draft. First pick of the goddamn draft. And he was to the Commanders. Let Jaden Daniels say some bullshit like that. You don't like how your contract look. Nigga, I don't like how you look in my office right now. Get the fuck up. Walk yourself out. What you mean you don't? I'm pretty sure, Shamar Stewart, you was making money in college. You gonna be making money afterwards. I'm pretty sure you're well off. There ain't no more struggling stories. I done made it out the hood in the NFL. Okay, that shit's old. Y'all can't have that narrative no more. That shit's gone. Y'all are getting paid in college. Y'all living good. Private school, prep academies. I'm not going to sit here and talk about your whole fucking life because I don't give a fuck, or do I know. But one thing I can confirm, you ain't broke, nigga. You would have came into the league. You put your head down. You prove your point. You make some plays. Touches the grass first, maybe. And then you start requesting extra shit in your contract. Now, if I'm completely wrong and they handed you some bullshit, they say, hey, come out here and work for some pennies. Then, okay, I'll come out here next video and I'll apologize, Shamar Stewart. But as of right now, you look like you're begging to play for the UFL. You look like you're begging to ask paper or plastic. You're talking about you don't like paper. Okay, well, they're going to give you the option between paper and plastic at Kroger's or at Aldi's. Don't fuck around and find out. I hope you know that there's many niggas your size and bigger that want to play football. You're not special. The NFL, you need the NFL. The NFL don't need you, okay? If you want to come out and play for something. But that's the instant termination contract. Get the hell out of my facility. Leave your helmet too. Leave the clothes we gave you and the hat. Let me digress though, before I yap this whole video away about a rookie. Fairchild and Carter, also NFL ready. I like those signings. I think that draft grade overall is a B. I'd have to make it a C- if Shamar Stewart continues to cut up, because then that's a waste of a pick. But as of right now, if he does get what he's looking for and the Bengals work that shit out, it's a B draft grade. Re-signing Ford at the O-line and Gesicki, nice for Joe Burrow. And tagging T is must-win territory. You got $2 billion receivers, two Elon Musk lining up. You better be catching some shit. So I don't want to see no injuries. Hopefully, fully healthy Higgins and a nice, crispy Jamar Chase. They're going to be able to cut up. You can't tell me that they don't make a playoff push. If Joe Burrow would have snuck his way into the playoffs this year, I think they could have done it. So overall, offseason, 7.5 out of 10. Y'all are kind of just one of those teams where y'all are running it back. I think y'all know what y'all did wrong last year. Y'all could right those. And maybe we get a playoff push with Joe Shiesty. So congratulations to you making it to the end of this video. Didn't expect it to get this long, but you know how I be. We was reviewing all these teams, dropping facts. Let me know what y'all think about the reviews that I gave these teams and scores. If it was fair, if I was hating. That's all I have today, bro. I'm going to drop a boxing video. We got some boxing news coming up. And we also have another NFL Part 3 video I'm going to drop. So stay tuned. And most importantly, stay true. Find something to do, man. I'm going to kill the rest of this roach. I'm out here.